Okay. All right. I think I got this going. Hello, hello. Welcome, coach. I think it's got it going. I don't know. I just froze up. Okay. Now I'm live. Technology. All right. Welcome, coach. Hello. My goodness. I am so bleached out. I'm having some light problems. I don't know if that will help. Maybe it'll help. Anyways, I am so bleach. I am here, Ben Dooley. I am MCC coach. I am here to help you grow your coaching powerfully. However I can, I've got open webinars that are free to help coaches. I've got these videos here to provide insights and layers to what masterful coaching truly is. There's a lot of prescription stuff out there, and there's a lot of magic sounding fixes. And some, I'm not saying I'm the only person. There are amazing, brilliant coaches and trainers and mentors and supervisors out there that are helping. But there's also a lot who are trying to help and are actually adding more confusion. And I hope that through these videos, as well as everything else, that I help inspire, open up, clarify, deepen, strengthen, sharpen, grow your coaching. And it's through these videos, it's through the advanced coach training program that I teach, the Fast Path to Masterful Coaching, and it's through the Coaching Skills Forum calls. And I bring that up all the time because I am not kidding, coach. You've got to get on these calls. They are amazing. I love getting on these calls, and every single time they're just so inspiring, and they will open up and wake you up in so many beautiful and provocative ways in your coaching. Go to coachingskillsforum.com. And our next skill coming up is all about the world of whole person and whole life. And that's what I want to talk with you today. And I might be taking some pretty strong liberties by combining these two together because they actually are two separate things. There's whole person and there's whole life. But together, they are whole. And it's really, from where I sit, you can't talk about the whole client without really integrating their whole person and their whole life. So let's first clarify what that is. What are we talking about? Whole person. Whole person, there's many different ways to describe or define this, but the simple way is everything that it is to be me, be you. Your thoughts, all your emotions, your body, your spirit, your energy, your essence. But this also, I want to clarify, it's the whole you, not just the good stuff. It also includes the good and the bad and the ugly and the beautiful. It's the whole you. It's actually when we as coaches really embrace, we're working with the whole client. That opens up that we're not just working with a small, limited part of the client or only the good part. We're here to work with the whole you. And when we talk about whole life, it really is kind of how, like, everything around you and what you've engaged with and what this you has been in the world. So we're talking about your past, not just the good stuff and not just the bad stuff. Your whole past is absolutely an open resource for us in coaching. Your present moment, where you are right now. And that includes, if we've been trained in the wheel of life, all those aspects, your career and money and relationships and free time and home and friends and family and all that stuff, self-care. That's all part of your past, where those were, your present, where they are now, and your future, where they will be, going to be, soon to be, want to be, can be. Those aspects, if we talk about the wheel of life, it's a great tool that helps delineate and break down your whole life in 8 categories. And you can make up other ones, and it doesn't have to be 8. That's a standard. So we're talking about your past, your present, and your future. Everything. So that's where, when we talk about incorporating these two together, the whole person, everything that is about you, and your whole life, everything that this you has been through. That, dear coach, is your coaching playground. That is what you have access to every single moment of your clients, every single moment of your coaching. See, one of the problems is that we get isolated and narrow and limited and focused. We start focusing on the client's problems. We start getting hooked on their surface experience and what are they thinking, what are they feeling right now, and what's the place, and it's their limited, stuck, frustrated, angry, trying to fix problem. It's not the whole. It's this little small, very narrow part of the client. To be clear, if they're in that stuck moment, they cannot access their whole person and their whole life. And nor is that necessarily their job. It would be great if they did, but then again, if they could, we would be out of a job, because that's our job. Our job is to help them discover, see, access, reveal their whole selves, and to access and leverage and incorporate their whole life, their past and their future, into this present moment right now. Not just their limited past, their whole past. That includes their successes and their richness and the beauty of life, not just the problem, or not just the past that has built a belief that says, I can't, I'm not, I shouldn't, I won't, blah, 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 blah. Their whole past. You get to access their whole future. Not just the dread and the doom and the gloom and, oh, but what if, and oh, what if that. You know, if you're going to what if, you what if every direction. You what if up, down, sideways, diagonal, back and forth, inside out. Infinite possibilities await your client in their future. And so we get to access all of that. That's where that dreaming, that visioning, that heart's desire, that passion, that purpose, all of that lies in the wholeness of the client. So if you watch these videos, you know I'm going to go to the core. I'm going to get to the core of our coaching. I'm going to get to the deep, full, rich kernel, the core of what we do. If you've watched these videos, you know what I'm about to say, but notice how they tie in so beautifully and intimately and profoundly. Listen, coach, please take this in. The 3 principles that we must do in all of our coaching. 3, absolutely 3 powerful principles. If you are doing these 3, you will be doing beautiful, powerful coaching. If you are not doing these 3, then you're not. You might be doing something helpful, but it's not coaching. These 3 core principles are powerful. Let's look at them closely. CO in the core stands for connection. We must have connection to the clients. Now, look at this. Look at this through client's whole person. We have this in a lot of our training, that we see the wholeness of the client. The client is naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. That we engage in the wholeness, and the client is a full resource, and all of that. It's not that we're trying to convince them of their wholeness. It's a wasted energy, by the way, because If the opportunity, if the need is to convince them that they are whole, then that means they are in a place where they see themselves as not whole, and therefore they can't see themselves as whole. So stop trying. But you get to hold them as whole. You know secretly, even if they don't, know that they're whole. And that is how you're connecting to your client. You're connecting to their wholeness, their rich, vast, inexhaustible resource of wisdom and power and brilliance and success and gift. You are constantly connecting to that part of them. I know it. When you do, your coaching is beautiful. And notice, you're the chicken egg it, right? When you even just put your attention to creating deep connection with your client, where that flow, that synergy, that magic happens when you connect with your client, it's because you are instantly in their wholeness. You can't kind of, sort of, partially, sort of, a little bit, in a small way, connect to your client. When you connect to their wholeness. See how it works? And then the R in core is revealing the client to themselves. Revealing their wholeness. Not convincing, not telling, not training, not anything. You are revealing questions, pointing, noticing. What's this? Peeling back the layers. They're layers of blankets of fear and habit and safety. All these layers that we're peeling back to reveal their incredible, brilliant magnificence. We're not convincing. We're not telling. We're not getting them anywhere. We're just simply revealing their wholeness. And chicken egg it, when you focus on the wholeness of the client, then all you do is reveal. Because you have no knowledge of the client. You have knowledge of you and experience from you, and you have opinions and knowledge about how they should fix problems and what they could do to fix problems, because you fix problems and there's problems in the world that you're familiar with. But the one thing that you have absolutely no knowledge of whatsoever and no opinion, well, you have opinions, but you have no valid opinion, is the whole richness of the client. The only thing you have is the assertion and the knowledge that they are whole beings. You just don't know how. But you get to go and find out. When you go into their wholeness, you are naturally revealing the client to themselves. And that E in core is all about empowering the client. This is critical in powerful coaching. Everything we do is all about empowering the client. Oh, come on. You see how this works? I know you do. When you're empowering your client, you can't empower the client's small, limited, saboteur, fear, stuck habit self. That's not empowering them. You're empowering. Every moment that you're empowering your client, you're going straight to that powerful part of them that lies within their wholeness. We were born whole. We were born powerful beings. You were born powerful of yourself, not dominating and controlling the world around you. That's impossible and futile. But you have absolute full power of you. Your clients have full power of themselves. They just keep forgetting it because they don't see themselves as whole. They're broken. They're full of problems, and they're less than, and they're not quite, and they're missing parts, and all these things that they've concocted in their heads about how they're not whole, when the absolute hilarious joke of it all is the lies that they keep telling themselves, because they are whole, and that will never change. The only difference is they just keep not seeing it, and they keep believing that they're not. But when you're empowering your client, constantly pointing to their power, that power is manifested in their wholeness. That power is alive in their wholeness. And so when we chicken egg it, right, we go into their wholeness, you are naturally, automatically, beautifully, deeply empowering them. It's that easy. It really is. The hard part is that we forget it. And we get hooked on their problem, and we get hooked on their circumstance, and we get hooked on their situation, and we get hooked on their stories and all that stuff. But I'm telling you, Coach, if you just let go, push all of that to the side, part it like the Red Sea, and look and see their wholeness, their beautiful, rich, powerful, amazing, brilliant selves, even when they can't, when you see it, you have instantly opened up now the possibility of that being connected to, revealed, and empowered. Play with it. Try it. Practice it. Get on the next Coaching Skills Forum call, because we're going to talk even more deeply about it, covering things that this doesn't cover. And I'll be back next week to take this even deeper. But until then, I so wish you wonderful, incredible success. Practice seeing the client's wholeness. Happy coaching.